Called to order by the presiding officer. Roll call, please.
Judge Daskins. Here.
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 Magistrate Anderson.
Here.
Magistrate Murphy.
Here.
Magistrate Robinson. Magistrate Dodson. Yes. Magistrate Varney.
Yes.
Leo, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, approval of minutes of September the 6th, 2017 and September the 19th, 2017 for approval and discussion.
You second.
Wait, no, not ready yet, ain't. Adoption of a resolution of the Pike County Fiscal.
We go get a motion.
Oh, yeah, approval of the minutes of September the 6th, 2017 and September the 19th, 2017.
Motion to approve. Second.
Roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson.
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy.
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson. Magistrate Dodson.
Yes.
Magistrate Varney.
Yes.
Judge Daskins.
Yes. For approval and discussion, adoption of a resolution of the Pike County Fiscal Court authorizing the filing of a Kentucky Local Government Economic Development Fund, LGEDF, House Bill HB 303, project proposal grant application for $110,000 in local government economic development single county funds with the Department of Local Government DLG for Belfry Volunteer Fire Department number 3 and approval to execute all related documents. I need, Brian, do you need to explain that?
Yeah, this is the fire department over Belfry over at the Hardy Park. This is, we've applied for co-severance, which is the House Bill 303, Big Sandy Ads handling for us. We've got, you got to have acceptance and approval letters from all your legislators. Today we finished up getting all the letters of support. We've turned it over to Big Sandy Ad. We need a resolution from the court so Big Sandy Ad can go to DLG and get the funds.
And, you know, this right here, I think there's 240 some families, wasn't it? Right?
256 residents, 5 businesses. This is the project that we talked about a couple of months ago that would save the ISO ratings that currently now is a 10. It would go to a 5. It would reduce 256 residents over that area. It would decrease their monthly insurance bill by right at 65% monthly. And now, you know, everything's approved. If we pass the resolution, let Big Sandy go to DLG, and we should have groundbreaking hopefully over there at Hardy Park, Bobby, and I'd say no longer than 2 to 3 weeks. And when we have groundbreaking, I think one of the things that I'm excited about, we won't go over and have groundbreaking and wait 6 months to start building. We'll have groundbreaking and start building the next day.
Right.
Yeah, that's why we're waiting on getting our money. Yeah.
I make a motion then of adoption of the resolution. Second.
Roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson.
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy.
Yeah. Yes.
Magistrate Robinson. Magistrate Dodson.
Yes.
Magistrate Varney.
Yes.
Judge Daskins.
Yes. All right, approval to execute an agreement with the Pike County Health Department for the former Majestic Knox Elementary School property. Brian, you explain that?
Yeah, this is the Majestic School the county bought several months ago from the Board of Education. The Pike County Health Department's going to take possession of the building. I think that everybody on the court is aware of the situation. We just need approval for the court to go into a lease with the Pike County Health Department. It's a pass-through lease, $1 a year, with the health department maintaining the utility bills on a monthly basis and normal wear and tear of the building. Anything that Bobby, Paul, anything that that may tear up, that the county owns, it'd be the county's responsibility, just like you'd rent or lease a private house to a resident. But I just need permission to go into a lease with the Board of Education.
Brian, I'd like to make a motion, and we give you permission, but before we pass it, I'd like to see it.
See it? Okay.
Well, don't you think it'd be appropriate for us to see the lease after you get it drawn up?
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be fine. It's just right now, I should have possession of the lease. It's something I've been working on. Hopefully, I'll have possession of the lease by the end of the week. So if you want to wait, Hillman, we can do this next court meeting.
I made a motion that you go ahead and enter into an agreement, but we will vote and pass it after you get the agreement, right? Is that what you want?
Yes, correct.
You want a permission to enter into a contract with them?
Correct. Yes.
Need
Thanks.
a second.
I second the motion on his recommendation on Hillman's and the restrictions he did have on it.
No, roll call, please.
You got your county road.
Master Anderson,
Yes.
Master Murphy,
Yes.
Master Robinson, Master Dotson,
Yes.
Master Varney,
Yes.
Judge Diskin.
Yes. Acknowledgement of receipt of the Pike County Conservation District 2017 tax rate. I need a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Master Anderson,
Yes.
Master Murphy,
Yes.
Master Robinson, Master Dotson,
Yes.
Master Varney,
Yes.
Judge Diskin.
Yes. First reading of a proposed road ordinance for extension of Little Brushy Road, CR 1059. Keith, would you explain that?
Sure. The clerk and I looked over it earlier. It says, whereas it's been determined to be in the best interest of public for Pike County Fiscal Court to formally accept roads into the county road system. KRS 178.100101 subsection B defines a county road as a public road, which has been accepted by the fiscal court into the county road system. It says, now for it be ordained by the fiscal court of Pike County, Commonwealth, Kentucky, that the following road, being public in nature and is hereby formally and officially accepted into the road system, it shall hereafter be part of the system. It's an extension in District 1 of Little Brushy Road, County Road 1059, for a 1/2 mile extension. There's no mention about the width, so I guess there's an assumption it would retain the same width as the part of the road.
We need to put that in there, don't we, Keith? What the width?
It wouldn't hurt to put it in there. I guess everybody just jumped. The clerk and I talked about it. There's the new statute, as we pointed out before, says 30 feet wide unless it's not practical to put a 30-foot wide road. All county roads, if we don't say anything, I'm guessing would be 30 feet wide. Would be the right-of-way. That doesn't mean the road and the blacktop has to be 30 feet wide. It means our right-of-way to go and do ingress, egress, and do work on it would be a 30-foot width.
All right, no vote at
The
this
right-of-way.
time. All right, first reading of proposed road orders for speed limit at Garden Village. I guess I get you to meet and do that.
Yeah, it says it's for Garden Village, and I guess that would mean Garden Village Road or all of Garden Village or, huh? No. That means the whole neighborhood or the whole? Okay. It says, whereas approximately 29 residents of the Garden Village have petitioned the Pike Fiscal Court to establish a 15-mile-an-hour speed limit at Garden Village, whereas the public welfare and safety of these residents, as well as the residents of Pike County, are utmost important. You can't make a speed limit too low in the neighborhood. Therefore, it be ordained that there shall be a 15-mile-per-hour speed limit at Garden Village, Pikeville, Kentucky, in the postal area of Pikeville, Kentucky. Is further ordained that the road commissioner shall procure the signs setting forth the speed limit and have them posted at prominent places along said road. Further ordained that the penalty for violation of this ordinance shall be the same as set forth in KRS 189-394, which is incorporated herein by reference. And I'll point out where it says Pikeville, Kentucky, that's not even close, nowhere near the city limits of Pikeville, because we wouldn't be setting speed limits probably in the city. So that's a Pikeville mailing address, which covers about a third of the county.
There's no vote at this time on that. approval of an appointment to the Pike County
Away from here.
Library District Board. Brian?
Yes, the Pike County Library Board, right now we have Catherine Childers on the board. We are requesting to be replaced with Carolyn Tackett. Carolyn Tackett was born and raised in Virgie, Kentucky. She's a graduate of Virgie High School. She worked as a manager of the Carl D. Perkins Apartments before retiring. This term will be a 4-year term beginning September 1st of 2017. I think that Catherine Childers is from the Virgie area, and Carolyn Tackett's from the Virgie area, which is just offsetting. We've talked with Magistrate Johnson on this, and this was his wishes, and he's not here today. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer them.
I need a motion.
I don't know who's going to get appointed from the Phelps area, but they need to cut some of that vine off that new building over there and fix that flag. It looks a sight. They got, looks like, I don't know if it's poison ivy or what, it's growing out in front of the side of the building. I don't know who takes care of them buildings. Is it? Huh? Is it a county problem or their problem?
Yeah.
Wayne for his buddies, friends, somebody that Phelps into that.
It looks pretty rough. That flag, it needs to be changed out. Last time it's changed, I believe we changed it.
You don't want to take him, get him off the ballot. What?
I need a motion.
Need a motion and a second on Carolyn Tackett.
Motion.
Yeah.
Roll call, please.
Got a second?
I think Bobby
Bobby
seconded.
second, okay.
Magistrate Anderson?
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy? Yes. Magistrate Robinson? Magistrate Dodson?
Yes.
Magistrate Varney?
Yes.
Judge Diskins?
Yes.
Hey, Bill, if you don't care real quick, but before the meeting, we had a very productive meeting. I think one of the most productive meetings that I've probably been involved with here at the county in a long time with Big Sandy Ad. They come down. The court requested several meetings ago, maybe them come down and we can just sit around the table and talk about some grants that's out there, some projects that's out there that we may apply for. We talked about past grants, maybe some new additions to the county. I think it was very, very productive. We got a lot of things worked out. Bobby, I know we got to pass a couple of resolutions here today. I think are you ready to talk about it? All right, buddy, appreciate it.
Yes, at this time, I would like to make a motion that we pass a resolution authorizing Big Sandy Ad to work on recreational trails and close past coast severance projects for the Pike County Fiscal Court at a cost not to exceed 2% of the amount closing.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson?
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy? Yes. Magistrate Robinson? Magistrate Dodson?
Yes.
Magistrate Varney?
Yes.
Judge Diskins?
Yes.
Brian, you might want to also tell me there's probably approximately 18 to 20 projects that has to be closed out.
Yes, there's about, what this is grants, co-severance projects that's been completed in the past. Some of these goes back 10, 12 years ago that's still lingering out there. I got to give Ms. Robinson credit. She's worked hard over the last several months. She won't admit it, but she has on closing these projects out. She's closed out probably several $100,000 herself, but there's some still lingering that's going to take some detailed work, and Big Sandy Ad's going to come in and help the judge's office close them. You know, some of the other things I want to talk about, without going into great detail, some of the things we talked about today in our meeting was ATV trails, how we go forward with them.
Yes.
We even talked about rails to trails. There's several locations in Pike County that qualifies, and you know, there's a big movement right now in the county on exercise, fitness, and there's one area in particular we talked about today that I think would be very exciting for Pike County if we can make this project happen. And she's pretty educated and pretty influential on her knowledge, and she seems to think that it's probably one of the best things that we talked about through the whole meeting. And hopefully that's something that we can get to work on fairly quick and show some improvements to quickly. But I also want to thank Sandy and her staff for coming today. I think the work they do for counties, not just Pike County, all counties, is invaluable. And thank you for your time and effort today, Sandy.
River trails too, man.
River trails too. We talked about every aspect, even horses, bikes. So I think today, like I said when I started, it was a very productive meeting. And I really look for some things to come out of this meeting that's going to benefit and have an impact in Pike County.
And another thing, one of the reasons it was important to pass this resolution, those outstanding coal severance projects that we haven't closed out yet, that can and could affect, I know it hasn't so far, but it could affect us, our ability as a fiscal court to get other coal severance projects in the future. So they need to be closed out, especially some that's been on the books now for 10 years now, been closed out for 10 years, but we haven't officially closed them out. So there's a few things that's got to be done to get that accomplished, but it's something we can do and we must do.
All right. Approval of a maintenance contract. Brian?
I want to do the next two together. The first one is approval of a maintenance contract. As you know, last year, Terry Rogers, which was our maintenance manager here at the county for many, I won't say many decades, probably close to 3 decades, he retired and he come on a contract basis. It's worked very good at the county. It's right at maybe not even $1,000 a month. It's actually saved Pike County a salary. It's one of the things that we've done here that's really helped our budget. Terry's done a good job, and his contract that he entered last year is up. We just need to just go back into this year to have another year's contract with Terry. And the second one is the same thing. It's approval of a contract for a trails consultant. This is Jimmy Bevins. So Jimmy's been the last couple of meetings. He's been in this capacity over the last several months. He's working with Big Sandy Ad. Jimmy was a big talk of our conversation today. I wished he could have been here, but he had other commitments. That's another contract that Jimmy's willing to come on board and help the county with at about $1,000 a month. Also, it's a consultant. It allows us to work on trails and things in the county without having that huge salary over our heads. And I think it's a blessing and a plus for the county to have both of them in place at this time. So if we could get a motion and a second.
Motion, Brian, I'll talk about Jimmy after a little bit.
Okay.
I'll second the motion.
Roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson?
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy?
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson?
Yes.
Magistrate Dodson?
Yes.
Magistrate Varney?
Yes.
Judge Disco?
Yes. Approval of a contract for a trails consultant.
You already did that one.
Yeah, I did both of them, Judge.
You done that?
Yeah, you're down to awarding of bids.
This one, we done together.
Hello, girl.
Okay.
You're down to.
Okay.
Jimmy, him?
Awarding of bids. No bids, okay.
Still right on.
If he skipped you,
Magistrate's road work.
Motion.
I need a motion and a second.
There you
Roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson?
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy?
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson?
Yes.
Magistrate
Can't see
Dodson?
if he has.
Yes.
Magistrate Varney?
Kevin.
Yes.
Judge Disco?
Yes. Magistrate's comments. Anderson,
I don't have any comments this time.
Leo,
Not this time.
I don't have any.
Donnie, Hillman.
Yeah, Judge. I see Chick coming in there. You want to go back to him? Or you want to wait and get him when he comes around?
Look at your screen.
Well, who's that fella?
That's wide open.
Oh, Long Bill Hickok.
I saw him on Discovery Channel.
But anyway,
That's my horse. He stole my horse.
I want to start out with thanking our employees that helped put the trail ride on this past Saturday.
We'll wait.
Had a lot of good people up there helping, and Terry, I don't think they could have made it without you putting it together in the last little bit, and I think we had one of the best days as far as the weather. And the employees, they volunteered their time to go up and help you. And just want to say that we had a good day up there. And last Monday, or Tuesday, what day was it, Paul? We went to Franklin Tuesday, and we got burned up down there. We bought Chick a truck and Kenneth a trailer, and we brought it back at night, so we didn't have to send nobody down there to pick it up.
Now, when you said you got burned up
On the
sun, not the deal.
Yeah, I think we made a good deal. I've not heard from Chick. Did you like that truck, Chick? Well, but, and Kenneth liked his trailer. That's what they wanted to go get. Paul tried to get a boom truck, but they outbid us, so we didn't get it. So we kept the money at a low as we could to get what they wanted. But we had a good trip, and talking about Jimmy Bevins there, we had a trail meeting last Thursday, and Jimmy's got a lot of things going on right now with the landowners, the property owners, and he's got some that's ready to sign to let ATV riding take place in the county. So that's a big move. And they're having a trail ride on the 28th day of this month over at Runyon, starting out about 10 in the morning. And then Greg Hatfield's going to have supper and music that evening for them. And we got 21 counties that's supposed to participate. And we hope that we can get a good response from all the magistrates and advertise to their people and get a good crowd out that day to ride. And if anybody needs something to ride, we'll make arrangements for you to have something to ride that day. And our men are out pothole patching every day, Judge. They're doing over and above, what they can. And Jack, I don't know if you heard anything on the bridge at Blackberry. After me and you talked, did you talk to anybody?
Yeah, I called down there and talked to them, but still yet they're thinking that 80-20 deal, and I'm telling them we ain't got the money to do it.
Yeah. Well, winter's coming on.
I called the woman down here at the state office, but she wasn't in that day, and was going to try to talk to her and show her the different bridges we got from Leo's to yours, and the Blackberry particularly has got 35 houses and a fire department there. It's it's got a problem with that. High waters come out, take that bypass out. So we got some urgent needs, and I was going to see if she may plead the case to him for us.
Jack, can we go ahead and blacktop over that bypass before winter and make it passable during the bad weather?
I don't think that would be, I'll talk to you about it later, if you don't care. I don't think that'd be a wise decision.
If we don't do something when it starts getting bad weather, they might not be able to use that bypass. You know how it is when you get salt and things on dirt and gravel.
Yeah, it's a tough issue.
Well, we've got to have a way in and out for them people over there. And if state don't want to come up and help us build that bridge, I don't see no way we can build it. And, they don't want it closed it down, so they should help us fix it. Judge, that's all I have.
Varney?
Yeah, Judge, we, a couple things, my senior citizens, and I think he's got some slides he's going to put up there. We put a porch on the back of the courthouse with improvement money that we had to improve things around the courthouse. And there's some of the senior citizens out there enjoying the sun. They've got rocking chairs, and they've got a picnic table there, and then they put up some fodder shocks and got some decorations for fall there, but they're really enjoying it, and me seeing them enjoy it makes it all worthwhile. They really like it, and they come out there just about every evening and sing some, and it's just a good thing. So I'm really proud of our senior citizens and what they're doing over there. Proud that, and just glad that I was fortunate enough to be able to help them out a little bit with that. We are asphalting on Dix Fork, should finish it up. If we didn't finish it up today, be tomorrow getting off Dix Fork asphalt, and that was something that the people up there really complained about with me ever since I've been magistrate, and we finally got things lined up with Mountain Enterprise and stuff, and they moved in there Friday, and we've got they're putting the asphalt down. I had 5 complaints today about people being held up because they're asphalting, and one lady wanted to know if the county was going to pay her 2 hours of work she was late at. So, you can please some of them, but not all of them can. It's impossible, I guess. So, I've got one lady already saying that this smooth road we're putting up there, that the young people will be flying on it, so we're going to have to, she wanted the deputy sheriff to patrol it all the time. And I think there's one deputy that lives up there, so I told him that, that he patrol it once a day anyhow. So, that just goes without saying, I guess, but I'm glad that we're getting things done. Road crew's out pulling some ditches, and we're cutting some weeds, probably for the last time and stuff, so doing a lot of work. I had a couple of my guys, and we picked up about 5 bags of litter on right away. Again, Bob, and it's one of the places that we just keep going back and doing it, but we're able to do it, and so I'm just glad of that, And I want to applaud the Pride organization on what they do. I missed their meeting yesterday, but I had a full plate of things to do and just wasn't able to come over, but I'm really proud of them and what they do, Judge. Thank you.
All right, John, the treasurer's business.
Authorize the necessary transfers, interfund transfers to pay the bills, payroll, health, life, and dental insurance.
Motion. Second.
Roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson?
Yes.
Magistrate Johnson?
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy?
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson?
Yes.
Magistrate Dodson?
Yes.
Magistrate Varney?
Yes.
Judge Daskis?
Yes.
The clerk's office has advertised the delinquent taxpayers' bills in the paper. The amount that we need to pay the Appalachian News Express is $20,588.40.
Used to have to do it 3 times a year.
Yeah, you all can thank Magistrate Harris at the time he was here, Chris, that we used to have, it was over 30-some thousand, and it was over 100-some thousand to do it. So 20,000 isn't nothing to do this anymore.
They ain't laid up on him yet.
He did something good for the counties, because it was about 120 or 130,000 to do it 3 times and just instead of this once, and they've got it down, used to it as 9-point type, and I think they're letting us use 7-point type now, so.
So
Yep.
are we buying the newspaper? What we do with $20,000 to them?
People didn't pay their taxes.
So, okay. I make a motion.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
All these names right here.
Can't we just Facebook it?
Brian, that's interesting you mentioned that. That's how they ended up doing it once a year, is because you can go online and find them.
Yeah.
So it's a part of the reasons that the legislature chose to do it once was because there's a site online that you can look up if you want to see if your neighbor's on there, so you can give them down the road.
Facebook it, or maybe put it on topics. Maybe putting it on topics would be a better way of collection.
Go ahead, do say roll call.
Roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson?
Yes.
Magistrate Johnson? Yes. Magistrate Murphy?
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson? Yes. Magistrate Dodson?
No.
Magistrate Varney?
Yes.
Judge Daskis?
Yes.
Over down.
Last year, whenever we submitted the supplement check to the sheriff. Whenever it was sent to Frankfurt, it was put into his wrong account. So we ended up getting $62,500 back in our 25% fee account. The auditors are auditing his 2016 tax accounts, and we need to pay back $62,500 to the state for his 100% account instead of going into the 75-25 account.
Motion.
You got motion? Our second?
Second. Roll call, please.
I have a letter requesting it from Rodney.
Okay.
The auditors found it. In essence, what we did when we gave him his supplement of $275,000, he should have had all that to be able to put towards his debt, and instead it got put into the account that we ended up getting 25% of the money back. And the auditors found it through their auditing work that he should have gotten the whole amount of the supplement check we gave him.
So it's not costing us any more money, right? Or is it?
Yeah?
Yeah, because we've been using that 62 all along, we've been getting back and giving them more.
I don't understand. What you're saying is we're supposed to give him
We gave him
200
his,
and,
we gave him his supplement at the end of December last year, once we get our tax money coming in, of $260,000 or $275,000. And it got put into his 75-20 account, which we get back 25% of those fees. And it should have gone into the 100% account where we wouldn't have gotten any of those fees. We only should get fees off of his commissions that he works on the taxes and things of that nature. So in essence, we sort of robbed him of $62.50 against his debt.
so all we're doing is giving it back
Yeah,
to
so basically, we gave it to him, it was put in the wrong account, he spent it, 62,000 come back to us, and all we gotta do is give it back.
Correct.
And so it'll make his books right.
I think what Bobby was asking is if it was gonna cost us anything over and above, right?
No, I was just.
Well, it's going to be $62.5 plus his supplement because of the error that was done, because we received the revenue.
Okay, but we got the revenue for it.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Roll.
Where we at? Just a motion made or what?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right,
We
I'll
got-
second the motion then.
We
Roll
have
call, please.
Magistrate Anderson?
Yes.
Magistrate Johnson? Yes. Magistrate Murphy?
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson? Magistrate Dodson?
Yes.
Magistrate Varney?
Yes.
Judge Diskins?
Yes.
I need to get approval for Bobby Mullins to attend the SWAC meeting in December in Bardstown at the Hampton Inn. The discounted rate is $99 for single or double occupancy beginning on 12/6/2017 through 12/8/2017.
Motion.
Roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson?
Yes.
I want to mouth him.
Magistrate Anderson? Magistrate Johnson?
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy?
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson? Magistrate Dodson?
Yes.
Magistrate Varney?
Yes.
Judge Diskins?
Yes.
Hey, John, he's going to that swag conference. Look at him over there in that baby blue shirt. He got his hair spiked back, boys. You going to church afterwards, or where are you going? You got your swag on over there, don't you? There you go. Swag it out. Put a tie on.
He needs to go a little more sideburns, though, don't he?
They'll talk.
Okay, I need to get authorization. We've received the money on the Caney Branch water line extension. We need to pay Tim Campoy with Environmental Design Consultants for payment request number 4 and 5 in the amount of $6,561.55. Isn't that? Yeah, I was reading off of you.
Now, that
And then for Wright's Construction, $36,025. Your red writing, little red writing is
that's just pass-through money, right?
correct.
Okay. Motion.
Roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson?
Yes.
Magistrate Johnson?
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy?
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson?
Yes.
Magistrate Dodson?
Yes.
Measure Varney?
Yes. Yes,
Judge
yes.
Deskins?
Yes.
I vote twice.
You did.
I don't have any further business.
Hey, John, do real quick, if you don't care.
Oh, yeah, I do. I need
Wait.
to get approval to pay the down payment on the lease payment with Ally Financial.
For the vehicle.
$3,401.18. Then we'll start getting an invoice monthly as to when we need to pay, but we need to go ahead and get the first payment to them.
That's for the 5? Yes. Motion?
Roll call, please.
Master Anderson?
Yes.
Master Johnson?
Yes.
Master Murphy?
Yes.
Master Robinson? Master Dodson?
Yes.
Master Varney?
Yes, have they, we've got delivery of all those? Okay.
Judge
Yes.
Deskins?
Yes.
Hey, John, have you had time to find out what we done on the auction on the trucks?
I have the preliminary figures, but I don't have the check with the breakdown of how much if they had to do any repairs, putting tires or cleaning and things of that nature, and how much their fees will be from it. But just the plain numbers, we made $12,000 on it without taking anything off.
And we
But
actually
then,
kept
you
it
know-
an extra 6 months, didn't we? That's pretty good numbers.
We got
So,
One of the best things we've ever done.
But it costs us 10.
I guess we
So-
just hit the right time. I hate for the people that's suffering from the tornadoes, but that's where the trucks
I think they went to
made their
Florida.
money.
So we'll at least break even. I mean, we'll come close to breaking even or making money, but I want the people to understand that the county used that equipment for
Even Bobby's vehicles did better this time than they've done in a long time.
I mean, we used them vehicles for 18 months, so we got 18 months of free service, and hopefully end up making in between 8 to 12,000. I think that's outstanding.
I used mine for 15 months.
Do what?
I used mine for 15 months. Mine was broke down 3 months.
We know,
Straight, right?
Best thing we ever voted.
All right. Executive session. We need to go into executive session to discuss personnel and possible litigation. Bobby Varney, will you please read the KRS?
Yes, sir. Your Honor, I would like to make a motion that we go into executive session according to
You know, just the preliminary
KRS
numbers without taking their-
61.810, paragraph C, discuss proposed or pending litigation, and paragraph F, discuss specific personnel matters.
Need a motion and a second.
I had, we spent 20,000 last year.
Roll call, please.
I mean, those trucks.
Magistrate Anderson? Yes. Magistrate Johnson?
Yeah,
Master Murphy?
yes.
Master Robinson? Master
Yes.
Dodson? Master Varney?
Yes.
Judge Deskins?
Yes. We'll be in recess. The meeting will resume.
Couple personnel things. Operator Public Works, a 5/8 rate of pay. We bidded it. Michael Irving is the qualified bidder. We need to amend the effective date for Troy Bryant for donated sick time to 8/24/17. Approval to transfer Johnny Atkins from temporary solid waste transfer driver to temporary road lot 1 driver at a 3/8 rate of pay effective 9/11. Approval for Bruce Anderson to be full-time driver of solid waste cleanup at a 2A rate of pay. He's been filling in as driver since October 4th of 2016. Approval to move Dwayne Dotson from a 4A rate of pay to a 5A rate of pay effective October 2nd. He's been in Paul's department for a while now. He does the same labor and the same jobs as the rest of his men, and he's always been a 1 pay grade below him. Feel like that it's time to move him up to the appropriate pay rate, Paul? 5A.
He can do about anything we got to do over there, so he really deserves
It's
it.
5H, I'm sorry, I said A, 5H, sorry. But I don't think he knows that this is happening, but could you please inform me and let him know, effective October 2nd? That's the judge's recommendations.
These are my recommendations and my motion. Need a second. Roll call, please.
Master Anderson. Master Johnson.
Yes.
Master Murphy.
Yes.
Master Robinson. Master Dodson.
Yes.
Master Varney.
Yes.
Judge Daskins.
Yes. All right, public comment. Mike May. And you've got 10 minutes.
Well, Judge, if I don't get nothing else out of you, I can count on you for that.
You're good for 10 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, Mike Bay, I'm here today, and Master Varney, thank you for remembering me in your opening prayer. You may want to renege on that later tonight after I get through here.
I still pray for you, Mike.
I was, last meeting, that was one of the most unorganized meetings I had seen, and that's saying something with the fiscal court. It's like nobody wants to be here. Hillman was leader of the pack and going here and talk here. They adjourned, they did this. And I want to ask the question, the Garden Village, didn't y'all vote on that last meeting? To approve that without a first reading or a second reading?
We voted on Jackie Darrell one to look at.
Oh, well, I don't want to waste my time on that, but now, I believe if you go back and look at the meeting, y'all went ahead and Jackie Darrell went and got the petition and y'all, yay, and it should have been.
Yeah, we voted on it.
Thank you. Thank you, Magistrate Dotson. I've got a few more things here as my time will allow. But Commissioner, former governor, I don't want to waste my time on that, but if anybody knows anything later when I sit down, I'd appreciate any updates and whatnot you got on that. And mention of delinquent taxes. Bobby Varney. Is it the Bobby Varney Turkey Creek? Is that you that had some 2013 matters and then going back before the third party deal that even the county attorney came at you on several occasions?
I'm not sure about that, Mike.
Okay. I think you'll find the records over in the county clerk's office, that it being, I know there are more Bobby Varneys, this, that, and other, and so on. But, we need to be a little more diligent about what we do out here in the talking. And Bobby, I know last meeting, you raised up on, not going to vote for no increase in taxes. Well, you voted for one new tax, and from what I get out of the county, you campaigned that you wouldn't. So anything that anybody, that's about it for me right here. Anybody would like to discuss or ask me any questions? Okay, Judge, I think you won't have to say 10 minutes again. But guys, think of what I've said. I mean, you're here. You need to not be wanting to, 2 meetings a month occasionally. Every month you don't have them, but basically, why can't you sit here and do your business and maybe be a little more informed before you get here? Thank you very much.
Hey, I follow the regulations.
Pardon?
I follow the regulations.
Okay, I wasn't going to get into this, but our beloved John Doug got up here to talk the commissioner deal right here at this pulpit as a citizen. I think he had every right to do so. He was here about 30 minutes, and I think he'd still be talking before anybody would have set him down.
All right. Commissioners and directors' comments. Jackie Darrell?
Yeah, I got one thing that's troubling my mind, and it's in going up to the Ford Mountain there. We had Leah Enterprise that had to bid last year, which King Creek got to bid this July. But they did a job up there for us, and which the money really come in better. The original King Creek, the year before last, had $78,000 priced on that job, and they was going to do it for 48, but we couldn't afford to pay them the whole 48, so I tried to negotiate, them doing, getting higher to pay and get them this July, and that guy agreed to it. Then he backed up and said that one row would be enough, and the road was pretty wide with one row of steel, and if he had held, it'd been all right. But a few months ago, 3 pieces of that steel broke out. He didn't anchor it enough into the rock, and if he did even anchor it. And I called him and finally got him back up there to look at it, and he was saying put some guardrail tight to it, and I said that can't work because the problem is the steel's not secure. It's broke loose if it was ever in the rock down there. And he's supposed to come back and never did, and he never would answer the phone call for me anymore, and I tried to call. I think Ike may have talked to him once after that. But I give up on him, and I talked to the guy down in Floyd County. He's supposed to come and looked at it, but in King Creek, it's a little bit far away, and just had 5 pieces of steel to drill at that time would have secured the job, I think. You don't know what's under that ground unless a good driller would have known, though. They can know they didn't go in the rock deep enough. But anyway, King Creek got the state bids, and I called him a couple of months ago, and he came up and last week and looked at the job because just to run up here for 4 or 5 pieces of steel was a long trip, but he had a state job close by. He said he'd come look at it, and he did last week. Well, when we went up there, what really was annoying when I went and looked at the job was no longer 3 pieces broke loose. There was 11 pieces broke loose. And the weight, there was like a chain reaction. The weight of the thing giving just kept pulling the other one, wasn't anchored good enough. So we got the solid waste crew hauls up by that all the time. The road's breaking off. It's got a pretty good drop of about 2.5, 3 foot there. And we had gravel. We'd come back, one guy come back and put gravel. That didn't do no good because it broke it loose, put more weight behind it. So we're in a dilemma a little bit as I talked to Jeff about this. King Creek gave me 2 proposals. First, he would do a 14-piece steel deal here, the first row, and he had to do that in order to do the other one. He said that'd be 30-some thousand altogether. I said, well, their budget's kind of tight. One row, what would you do on that? And he'd come and give a $15,000 some dollar price with 40 foot of steel, and you still have pretty good width. It'd be good to have 2 rows, but we definitely need 1 row right now because we don't want to lose a way for our garbage trucks to go up there, plus the safety of the public travel. And I mean, it's really a safety issue, and money's involved, but I'm hung up. I'm worried about the public having a problem and the road giving away and the solid waste can't get there. So what can we do, boys?
What do you suggest we do, Jackie?
I think at least the minimum we need that 15, if Jeff could possibly handle it, 15,000. Well, he's sure doing a state job. He said 14 pieces on the first row, it was, and 13 on the second row. So if we could do that 14 at 15,000, and still we are not, if you want to look at it economically in money, it started out 78,000 2 years ago when that, or something the other guy had to bid. And this group was going to do it for 48 that wind up doing it and then wind up just putting 1 row in and got $19,000 in. Even if we done to 30,000 and 19 puts you at 49, so that's still saving about $30,000 over the previous guy doing it. And if you just do the 1 row, you got 15, 20, 30, 34,000.
Can we just...
So we got several pieces of steel. It's not all wasted. We got probably 20 pieces of steel anchored in there. And you might want to look at another thing. We might, or maybe go at this guy legally. I was just talking to him right then, never heard this before. He said some people told him that some of the workers up there said they didn't put the steel in the rock. So that's definitely job
Well, I mean,
neglect.
if there's a legal matter, Jeff, I mean.
Yeah, well, when I talked to Jackie, my understanding is initially, and we can't do anything about it now, but FEMA had actually gone up there with Danny Branham back in 2015. And there were several projects that were supposed to have been written up that didn't get written up, but we can't go back to that. The second issue is if this guy, I assume has he cashed the check that we paid him? I'm sure he has.
19,000.
We need to get up with him, because we don't need to pay 2 or 3 times for the same job.
Yeah, this different
And
guy's
then-
got it now, so he
right,
lost,
so-
he got it. His drill bid went up in July, so now King Creek is the drill
If
guy.
we've got a guy that's been paid that didn't do the job correctly, I think first thing we need to do is get up with him and have him come back and fix it.
I did that.
Okay.
I haven't got no results back from him. We went up there, met once, supposed to come back and licked his.
We can just get Keith to write him a letter. I mean, we can put a
But now on
little.
the FEMA deal, talking to.
But we can't go back now and
It
do
was a FEMA job. FEMA did a job, but it was on the other side of the hill at Ford Mountain, if I'm correct. Is that
But they
right?
did do a job. They looked at 2 or 3 different.
They only wrote one side.
Yeah.
Mountain, and it was fixed.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm aware of that one.
Well,
But anyway, we can't go back.
This site job related to a rock job that was put in our wire baskets that water got in behind and fell out.
Right. So I think we need, I'm not inclined to pay for the same job twice.
have you got a bid? Have you got a bid on
And
fixing
one
it?
thing is, don't get misled, that we are saving a lot of money. If we'd done it the first time at 78,000, even if you do the 15, you got 34,000 in, not 78, because that's the price.
Right. But I'm not inclined to pay for the same job twice.
Well, let me ask.
Something has to be done, though.
Let me ask the court this real quick.
I'm sure who inspected it after he did it to make sure it was done right?
This guy worked for us in 010.
No, I didn't ask when he worked. Who inspected the job to make sure it was done right?
I don't know. That's one thing that the FEMA does. They come out and inspect the jobs when the FEMA don't inspect it.
I'm not asking what FEMA does. Who inspected that job?
I don't think nobody inspects it, really. You look at the job's you take it for granted. I guess you take it for granted, a good word, the contract's good to right. He done a job on Sycamore Mountain for us, and it turned out real good. Saved us about $20,000 on that job.
Okay.
He done a job for Leo, and it turned out real good. And sometimes people do bad jobs, but now that job there, the guy done wrong on, apparently.
So I'll make a motion, we get Keith to write him a letter and just get him back over and fix the job.
Well, can I say this real quick? I think I know the road you're talking about. It's as you go up, Bobby, as your trucks go up, it's broke off.
It is.
All the metal's going over. I agree with what Jeff's saying. Get Keith to write him a letter. Have you got a quote on coming back up and fixing it?
Hey, I've got a quote from the King Creek guy. He come up there and met me last week. He'd put one roll in. He said it needed 2 rolls, but 1 roll would really help and make it efficient for right now. But 1 roll was 15,000, and another roll was total. Both of them together for different numbers is 30,000 for 2 rolls.
So to go up right now and fix it back the way it needs to be fixed, and for the safety of the residents up there, we're looking at $30,000.
$30,000.
So what if you got a hold of that contractor that we've already paid? Why would he not just, if it's not in rock, why wouldn't we get him to redo the job?
This is a different contractor.
What Jeff's saying is, how come we don't go after the original contractor?
Why don't we hold his feet to the
That's
fire?
that's another ideal.
I think it's the best idea.
That's the court's pleasure, but he did an inefficient job.
Right.
And after being called and told about it, he didn't come back and try to correct his mistakes. People make mistakes sometimes, but
Do you
they
have
should
his
come
phone
back
number?
and correct it.
Do you have his phone number? I'll call him.
I've called him. He won't answer my phone number.
Let's let Keith send him a
Yeah,
certified
we'll let
letter.
Keith send him a certified letter.
Now, is the road passable with the current condition?
It's passable.
It's
but-
passable.
Yeah, it's passable, but if with weather getting bad, that road could be more of a problem.
Kind of what I was thinking is, if we got to go legal and sue this contractor to get the money back, this is affecting the solid waste department. Bobby probably doesn't want to hear this, but if we need to get up there and fix it, maybe we can do a joint combination between maybe your road lot and the solid waste coming in, fixing the road, and wait on the lawsuit or to
Yeah,
see
but
where
that's
it goes.
$19,000.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm just not inclined to pay for the same job twice. I think that's terrible business.
I agree with you.
Yep, that guy suggested, and you went along with it on instead of doing the whole job of 48, which might have been good. He said he thought one roll would do it, and if that did, it saved us a lot of money.
Right.
So the original job was not no 19,000, it was 48 under this one contractor, 78 under another one. So we're still money ahead if we go and get this other guy to take care of this, but we should go after the other guy for the
If he'd have put it in rock, it probably would still be there.
Yeah, it would.
And I mean,
Did he quote the job with the number of, the foot of steel that he's going to drive, Jackie?
See, we give a bid, for those that don't know out there, you boys are aware of it, we give a bid each year of steel being drove, and this King Creek had the drill bid before, and then this other guy bidded and beat him out by a few dollars or a dollar or so. So then he gets, each year you bid that out. It's not that you pick some contractor, contractors bid at it, and the bidder gets the job.
We had a contract with the guy that didn't do it right, correct?
Right.
Okay, and I'm sure that contract.
Frankie, that contract say we gotta go into the rock so many feet?
That's just standard practice.
Yeah.
Putting a third of the steel in rock.
Right.
And then when they drill the hole, if they can't put a third of the steel in rock, then they don't need to put it in because it will hold.
Which case being?
That's what, yeah.
Now, they will come to you and say, okay, we can put a third in rock. We can put 25% in rock or something. And they'll have you sign a waiver or something like that if you still want to go ahead and do it.
Right. Well, I'm not aware of.
I don't remember anything this guy said that a third could go in rock.
So when he took the job, it was under the understanding he was going to put a third of it in the rock.
Yeah.
And about everything he drilled is.
When you bid it, is that the way you bid it?
We've got a standard set of railroad steel installation instructions that will say a third in rock. I mean, that's the standard practice for any of them that do steel.
Is this a Pike County company, Jackie?
They're down south Wimpson area. I think Bobby knows more about them than I do, but
Who's the contractor?
the Lay Enterprise,
Yeah, he's in South Wimpson and Wimpson, yes.
yeah.
Maybe drive over there, knock on his door, speak with him, and maybe, Jeff, send him a certified letter.
I think we can reach a peaceful resolution. I mean, he's already been paid.
He was over there doing work for Leo and finished a big job over there, and it's doing good, but his drill machine he had over there got on fire. He said somebody over there burned it. Then this last time he rented some rig off somebody and was doing the job. I don't know if he's even doing the drilling now or not. Do you know, Bobby?
I do not know.
I don't think he bidded.
He didn't turn a bid in this past year.
Which really has nothing to do with him doing it. Yeah.
With the time that he was drilling.
Right.
Oh, do you have anything?
Judge, I just want to thank all our volunteers that come out Saturday and helped us on that horse ride and everything, to give their time up and all through the day there, and everything worked out good, though.
Judge, I'd like to say I'm with Magistrate Anderson on the deal about the road at Ford Mountain. If they've done the work and it doesn't meet the specs, then they should have to come back and redo the job. There's no need to pay twice for it.
Well, my question, Bobby, not to stay on the subject, but there's no question about the county needs to go after him legally to try to make him go up and fix the job or repair the job. No question about that. But how long of a process is this going to be? Is it going to be a year process? And if it's going to be a year process, are we going to hold the road accountable?
I understand what you're saying, and what I was going to go ahead and say, there is such a need there and a high risk there of people going over that mountain. And as the weather begins to change and you're coming down that hill and the garbage trucks is going up in there continually and you're meeting traffic that's coming out of Brushy Creek, something does need to be done immediately on that. It could be a resident to run over that mountain, meeting a garbage truck could go over that mountain, anybody could go over. And it's sort of in a curve. And just as you
Have you written him a letter, Jackie?
So,
Say again?
Have you written him a letter, a certified
No,
letter?
I've talked to him. I haven't seen no certified letter. I talked to him. I expect people to be a person of the word, but apparently this guy's not. He didn't return. But he talked to Ike a couple of times, and he and Ike may have went up there once when I wasn't there, but I went up there once, and he brought another gentleman up there with him, and he acted like he's going to come back, and he's thinking, he's trying to tell me just put a guardrail in there and tie it in. I said, that won't work because your steel was loose. It's broke loose at the bottom. You can't see down under that dirt, but it's obvious when it broke, when it's leaning forward, the steel either broke or broke
Why don't you just write him a certified letter, or we get Keith, get the county attorney's
I need to get the county attorney to do that. That's, really. So we need to do something, but like he said, it's my deep concern, and that's the reason I brought it from the court. We need to go after him legal, maybe, but anyway, we need to make that road safe as soon as we can, because it's really a good drop off there, and if it gets slick, it'd be really a problem for citizens, plus the solid waste.
Can't we be in just as big of a hurry to get it done with the guy that we've already paid than to get somebody else and pay for it twice?
Well,
Wouldn't
like
that be
I said again, people they do bad jobs, so we go after him legally, but that's going to take a process.
Well,
and so in the meantime, do you leave the road unsafe and maybe for the garbage not to be there? That's
Why don't we try a peaceful resolution? I mean, I'll get up in the morning. I mean, I'll do your job for you if you don't want to call him or go see him.
What are you talking about doing my job for me?
No, I mean, if you don't want to get up with him in the morning.
Oh, I ain't got no problem trying to get up with him. I don't know where he lives at, but now he won't answer my phone calls. I've called him and got him up there once. But still yet, if we pay this man $30,000, by this deal, we've saved $38,000, $30,000 way we've dealt in this.
See, the way I look at it, we've spent $30,000.
But from a business point of view, we saved money, even if we spend this other $30,000 and get the job right, we saved $29,000.
You and I are looking at it completely differently.
We may be, but I know we got a safety issue we need to concern with now. Sue the man if that's what you choose to do, and make him because he ain't going to do the job. So we got to go after him in court. Court is a process. It ain't a week's deal or a month's deal. So in the meantime, the public, that's a risky road, and it's going to get worse and worse instead of getting better. And it could be more expensive if we don't secure that. It's going to put more weight against those rails that are holding. We probably got 20 pieces of steel in there now that's holding. But if we secure that with 40 pieces of steel, then we made it safe. But if we don't do something in the immediate future, that whole thing may go and cost more money than we are.
I'll defer to the county attorney.
Jack, you're saying that what he's done right now, we get this every day in our people come in wanting to file this, that, or the other criminal cases, a lot of times when people have done nothing for money. First question we always have is how much work value have they done there? Has there been some value to what they've already gotten done? You're saying there's been some value already.
Yeah, I'd have to say there's been some value because some of that steel's still there.
So they've been paid 20 and they've done some value. How much would you guess? Half of it or three-fourths?
Has a contract been let on that?
Yeah, that's.
Well, we have to let a contract.
I'll go back and count the steel that's still in there. We've lost 11 pieces of it, so I'll go back and count what's secure there. But I think we got probably no less than 15 pieces still in there. So part of the job's still holding, and I'm saying we still save money if we spend this other from the original price that we'd done a year and a half ago. Yes.
That's enough. No contract's been let, and when we check it and let a contract, then we'll take care of it.
Well, Judge, the contract, we got a drill steel man that does the drilling from July to July. And this time it's King Creek Drilling that does it. So you can't go and get nobody else unless this guy here would come back, Lay Enterprise, they come back and do it right, or you take him to court, one or the other.
We'll get him in court.
That's fine with me.
Sounds like legally all we're doing right now is terminating the contract with this guy.
There ain't no contract to deal with. He's done.
Done.
Yeah.
It's done. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I was going to go ahead and say,
Go ahead, Bobby.
What I was going to go ahead and say was if Solid Waste Department needs to do something to help make that secure and safe, I don't have a problem with that. Now, I was going to go ahead and say, too, that this month, October, is the fall cleanup month for our Pride program. And there'll be groups out that's cleaning up and ask people to watch and be careful around them. And if any of the magistrates got something in their area that we can clean up, let us know what it is and we'll see what we can do and help them do that. Another thing was on the vehicles that went back, or roll-off trucks or dump trucks and everything, and we usually lose money on the roll-off trucks a little bit. But I think the reason for that is, and people I think needs to know, is those roll-off trucks is on the road every day, running continually, plumb across this county, and some of them will go back with 60 and 70,000 miles on them, when you dump trucks may go back with 10 or 12,000. And so, and then it depends on, I guess, the demand for that certain type of vehicle too. So it ain't that we're abusing the equipment, or in case the public thinks we are and reading we're losing money. It's just that we just have so many miles on them and things. So that's all that I had to say.
Judge, I'd like to thank the cook at the Pikeville Senior Citizen Center. She volunteered and cooked the pinto beans for the horse trail ride on Saturday. There was some kind of problem that who was supposed to cook them didn't. And I also would like to thank Bobby for the porch at Belfry. The seniors love it, and it's beautiful. Thank you.
Them beans was good, Diane. You tell her it was good. And Bobby, you said if we had a place that needs cleaned up, over at Peter Fork on the Pounder Mill side, that little road below the telephone exchange there, it needs to be cleaned up. And there's quite a bit of stuff in there. And I don't know if we can get it on the list to clean up, but we might be using that road for our trail system. So, you know, it would look nice if we could get that, just people just walk by and just dump it out.
I'll have Jimmy Dale get up with you and tell him exactly where it's at, but we'll get it cleaned up.
After you come out of Peter Fork, it's that little road on the right there. It goes up to the mines.
Yeah, I know.
Y'all cleaned it up before, I believe.
Okay, I know where it's at.
That's my damn wife, buddy.
Let's go look at the car.
Judge, I have one more piece of business. We need to get authorization to pay Kentucky Power Company $100 on an aid to the needy for electric.
Motion.
Need a second. Roll call, please.
Master Anderson?
Yes.
Master Johnson?
Yes.
Master Murphy?
Yes.
Master Robinson? Master Dodson?
Yes.
Master Varney?
Yes.
Judge Diskett?
Yes.
Judge, real quick, and I won't take a lot of time, I promise, less than a minute. I just want to inform the court and the people. About 4 weeks ago, I was in Lexington. I had a sit-down meeting with Andy Bashir. We talked about the increased rates on the Kentucky Power. Me and him talked about him coming to Pike County and having a meeting. We requested through the judge's office, through the PSC, for a public hearing here in this courtroom. This is something we've been working on for the last 4 or 5 weeks. We got a response back from the PSC stating that they've already scheduled 3 hearings in the state of Kentucky, one being November 2nd in Prestonsburg, one being November 6th in Hazard, one being November 8th in Ashland, and they close it by saying that it would be unfair to other customers to have any other hearing in any other county, and they denied our request to come to Pike County to hear what the fiscal court and what Pike County wanted to address them. But I encourage anyone to look at them dates that's in Pike County that has any questions or any concerns addressing the PSC and the rate increases to the Kentucky Power to attend one of them meetings. And I just wanted to inform you all that this was the last thing. We received a letter from PSC today, I think, didn't we, Jenny? Today or yesterday, one. So I just want to let you all know that was the final outcome of trying to get PSC in here to talk about the rate increases. That's it.
County Attorney, your comments?
Still waiting on a ruling, gentleman, Mr. May, to ask about it. I don't know how to approach, as the judiciary, part of our motion was that they make an expedited decision, which was done, of course, our case was sort of modeled after a Jefferson County case several years ago, and asked for an expedited opinion from the courts. So I'll get hold of Kevin Keene or Mr. Jones, that's a proponent for, the attorney for one of the groups also. See if we can't go down individually though and talk to a judge, but we can collectively, all the parties involved, get a timetable on a ruling. So I'll work on that tomorrow. I just texted Kevin Keene a moment ago and he hadn't heard anything either. He and his law firm, where they're advocating a position on the case as well.
All right, I've got a comment. I need a motion to adjourn.
Judge, before we do, let's keep the families of the ones that were killed in Las Vegas, the people, the families that was murdered in Las Vegas, and wounded. This kind of, everybody keep them in their prayers this week, because I know that's a terrible thing. We don't know what our country's going to do next. I make a motion, we adjourn.
Roll call, please.
Master Anderson? Master Johnson? Master Murphy? Master Robinson? Master Dotson?
Yes.
Master Varney?
Yes.
Judge Deskins?
Yes.